make the strings.
Alright guys, back at the shop. So today we got some, or we've had some exhaust pieces come in, but we were waiting on the V-band that goes on the back of the turbine housing right here. So we finally got that thing in so we can make the downpipe and stuff. So you can see right here we have the factory 2-bolt Toyota flange. I have another bung that we're going to weld in for the other O2 sensor or the wideband. But yeah, so I had this little UJ. David just, I don't know, he just went to work. He just went crazy. But well, yeah, so that's what that thing looks like. So these are really good for making exhaust components because you can just kind of cut them and weld them and stuff. So this is 408 stainless steel. It's not 304, so it's not as pretty, but it's still stainless. But yeah, so basically I think what we're gonna do with downpipe, Dave's gonna try to use that 45 on it. I'm gonna try to convince him that we're just gonna cut this in half.
Use a 45 on the from the back to the.
Yeah. So, but basically, what I did on my drift car is I just cut it straight here in the center, and then did the 90, did like the 90 like right here, and then just did the other 90 like right there, and it worked out like just perfect. And yeah, I think that's what's gonna go on here. So
Needs to go like. Needs like a. Something under a 45.
Need some pie cuts.
Maybe. Something.
Maybe need some pie cuts. But yeah, so David kind of cut this back section off instead of using like the stock flange that goes on it. We're just gonna weld some stuff so you can actually V-band it off on the back over here. This is the Apex exhaust. It's gonna have an actual muffler and a resonator, and then we basically just need to get it over here so we can go up there with it. But yeah, I think a straight would probably get us like.
Well, I think like a straight, and then maybe I could scavenge something from over in the exhaust pile.
It like needs like 2 45s is what you need. So you could like 45 it like right here, come over, and then 45 it right here, and then go straight this way and then up.
It needs like a 25 because it just needs to be like half this.
About 240. About 245s. But what about this?
That'd be 90.
Or is this what you cut off of it?
That's what I cut off. That's like a 45 too.
Have you tried using just the straight?
Not yet.
Maybe stick the straight. So this is a 3-inch piece of straight that we got too. Same ugly stuff. Sorry, David.
No, it's not polished.
I know. Well, everywhere I was looking for the 304, polished stuff wasn't in stock.
You know where you look?
China?
No, the people that make the like beer distilleries, polished stainless 304.
Ooh, Dave's letting us in on his eBay secrets. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Look at that.
But it needs like a 25.
No, because that's perfect because it'll go straight here, and then we could clock the 90 a little bit and just weld it straight to it.
Well, maybe if we do like a V-band on it, because you can kind of cock it.
Well, yeah, that's what we'll do. So we'll just weld it straight from here to like right here, and then we'll put a V-band right there,
maybe like,
and then go up and
maybe like a support bracket or something to like one of these bolts. So
yeah,
it
we could
have
do that.
Like 1,000,000 pounds hanging on the V-band.
No, that's what I did on Jesse's. Is we welded one to the little exhaust hanger back. But yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
We'll do that.
All right, so working on the S14 exhaust, I've already kind of fabbed some stuff up. So here is the mid pipe now. That's the old Apexi resonator. It will just, nice V-band on there, and a straight section that goes up, and there'll be a V-band on the end of that pipe. And then this is a turbo bolted on, and it'll be 290s, which will have a V-band that goes to that. So everything is kind of coming along, and I don't know, should be done with the exhaust tonight, maybe some of the intercooler piping, or at least mounting the intercooler back onto the car, because there's used to be that bracket right here, which there is no hood latch, so we just deleted that. And I'll probably make some brackets that come from either these braces or maybe from down here or something. Figure something out to make the intercooler actually bolted on, because before it was just kind of hanging there.
All right, guys, back at the shop. David's been kind of picking away at this exhaust for the S14. Yeah, so now we're getting ready to make the downpipe. So we're gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Just cut that thing right down the center, stuff it in this V-bend, tack it, stick the other one on it, tack it, and then just adjust lengths and then hook it up to this, and then that's gonna go to the back, and it's all V-bended and nice and pretty, and put some hangers on it, and we're gonna have a rowdy sounding S14. And we also got this little vibrant, see that kind of slips over there, and they have like that, like a lip right there that almost works perfect for it. And then we'll, instead of a 2-inch coming off of here, we'll have a 2.5 inch. And then we don't have to worry about it blowing couplers and stuff off, because it's like a tight radius right there going into like a coupler. So hopefully this will stay on a little bit better, which I don't think we'd really have any issues with that, but I think this might be a little bit cleaner anyhow. Then we don't have to have any like reducer adapters or anything. So David just got this thing cut, kind of rounded the edges so it'll stick in the pipe nice. David, do that again.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Let's stick this in there or what?
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, look at that. Instant downpipe. Oh, it's hot. It's hot. So yeah, basically, and then with this other one, we'll just have to kind of trim it a little bit. Yeah, that actually might work.
Because it's bright.
It's probably the right length. Lay under there.
Just reach on it.
Oh, I forgot you have the really long arms.
We don't have the other things like bent or bolted on. I mean like.
Let me see how low that is.
It's probably like right.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, that's so. One cut downpipe. I don't know. That's why I like using them UJs, because it's almost like the perfect.
That's why you like fabricating stuff.
No, I told you how to do that, David. And then so yeah, we'll have to weld in like an O2 bung right in here for O2 sensor, or the wideband O2 sensor, and then the stock O2 sensor thing. We'll probably put that like somewhere in here, something like that, and then we'll wrap all this stuff.
We need to come over this way though, so we might have to like notch that to come over.
Yeah. Should we mark it now? All right, so you can see how we're kind of got that cut, and then we kind of have it so it's in the same realm, and we got this thing held up right here, and then it kind of held with the V-band back there, and we're getting close. So just got done tack welding some of this stuff up here. Let's see, we got hey! Alright, so we just got done tack welding. There ran a couple little deals on there, but got it tacked up here. Got the V-bands kind of in the spots. And just kind of, yeah, that's not a bad little downpipe exhaust thing. Yeah. So we got 3-inch all the way out the back with a little bit of a resonator and a muffler, a V-band right here, a V-band up there. It's tucked up pretty nice. We have plenty of room for the drive shaft up here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty stoked. We are going to, recirculate the wastegate, so you can see that Synapse 40mm right there. We're gonna try to turn it down and then kind of plumb it into the exhaust right here, so it's kind of, it goes like down and points down, so it doesn't necessarily like, so it's not like a T into the exhaust, but so it kind of like flows like down into the exhaust all nice. So I think David's gonna do something with that, and then we need to pull this down so I can kind of do the final welds and stuff on it, and then figure out what we're gonna do with the O2 sensor bungs and all that stuff. Yeah, so we decided to just make a Shorty exhaust real quick, so just like a little Shorty pipe coming out right out the back. No, I'm just I have these things clamped together so that, you know, when I weld close to them, that the flanges don't warp. So I'm going to let them kind of cool down together as well. It's kind of a pain in the butt trying to do this stuff and keep like the color in it. As you can see, I kind of burnt some of the color out of it, basically by just like going a little too fast. There's a little bit right there, but that one was kind of cold. But yeah, definitely not weld porn, but you know, not too bad. Working on the O2 sensor bung right there, and then we have the stock O2 sensor bung that we're gonna put right here. But I was kind of like trying to round off the bottom of it so it actually go on there, so I don't have to fill like a big old crevice with the weld. But so I'm gonna let that cool down for a little bit, and then re-V-band this, because this goes right off of the turbine housing. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that cool or this is good. I need to clamp it so that I could actually weld it, but I'm gonna let that cool down for a little bit. David, I guess he decided to. David, what are you doing?
You're gonna do all the welding.
You're gonna do all the coilover install. Are you making a video?
Kind of. I mean, I don't have a time-lapse camera anymore.
Why? Because yours broke.
I need to buy another one.
Oh, you could borrow one of mine. Well, yeah, so David had, when we went and got Ty's Saab, he got all these suspension arms and these stance coilovers, so he's throwing that stuff on the G35. And I don't know, are you gonna go to No Coast?
No, I ain't gonna tow my stuff up there.
He doesn't want to tow his stuff like 6 hours to Albuquerque for No Coast. But yeah, everything on this thing's turning out, turning out pretty good. Still got a lot to go. It, like I said, it definitely takes a lot of time kind of stopping, because you're only supposed to go in kind of like, you know, I've been going in like 10 rib sections, and I'm still kind of rushing it, and it's kind of burning a little bit of the color out of it, but it's still stainless. But yeah, this is that Everlast Welder we bought last year. Basically, when we were doing the Haggard Garage burnout car, it was a really good excuse for me to buy the welder. So since we did that, we've done a lot of, you know, random intercooler piping, stainless stuff. I used to just MIG the stainless, and it looked like, you know, big old ugly caterpillars on there. But you know, all it is practice trying to get it. But if you guys are interested in this, like this welder or whatever one that is, I'll be sure to put the link in the description. I did buy it off of Amazon, and I think it was actually cheaper to buy it off of there, because I had like a little promotion on it, than Everlast was actually going to give me when I talked to him out at SEMA last year. So. So getting a little more welding done. So it'll focus that close. So not terrible. I tried to slow down a little bit more on the top and try to be a little bit more consistent. But you know, by the time, I probably should have waited to weld the downpipe until last, after I kind of practiced on the rest of the exhaust that was underneath the car. But I think David's gonna weld some of this too. So I might weld 2 more of these and then let him weld 2 more of these, because it's always fun to practice on the TIG welder. And we are going to try and recirculate the wastegate and actually dump it into the downpipe. And I still need to kind of grind a little bit more off of this thing so it fits nice and flat under there. So yeah, I got the stock O2 sensor little bung thing welded on there, and then there's the one for the wideband O2 sensor. And David got the front end, or the front coilovers installed on his like junkyard G35, and you can see that it's just like super slammed, like way too slammed. So he's gonna probably raise it up. Get a little bit more welded. This could just these straight pieces. Still need to clamp these and get those welded. I'm gonna do that tomorrow night, or tomorrow. I'm gonna go home, get a little bit of sleep, help out with the baby for a little bit, and then yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, so back at the shop, David got these other 2 pieces welded. I welded these ones last night right there, and then he got basically the 2 other V-bands. So yeah, I really want to test this out and see how it sounds. Still waiting on a couple parts for this thing to actually get her fired up, and doing a few other little things. But essentially, it's I mean, the downpipe probably looks exactly like it does on my drift car. So I'm actually gonna put this on my drift car, and we're gonna see what it sounds like. So you guys are like, well, that's probably a lot of work in order to get that exhaust in there just to see what it would sound like, you know, because this is the exact same setup pretty much, other than a little bit different turbo. So I'm just gonna stuff it in the exhaust. I'm just gonna clamp it together and stuff it in the exhaust. But first, let's. I guess we should probably hear what my car sounds like with it with no muffler. Basically, my car's 100% straight pipe. So now I'm going to bolt on the back section of the exhaust. So quiet, like it's just so smooth. That's like exactly what I wanted for this thing. I don't know. Let's hear what it sounds like with some revs. That's what this exhaust sounds like. What I love about these JZs is listen to it up here. It sounds just like a little sewing machine. But yeah, the GTX on here, the turbo that's on here, it's the 3582, so it's technically a little bit different than the 30. It seems like the GTX 30s, like this 3076, they actually make more like turbo whistle noise than the 3582. Technically, I think this is, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. That's a 10 blade compressor wheel. Inherently, that's like a a quieter sounding turbo wheel versus like, let's say like a hull set or something. So if you come over here to this hull set, see how it has these really deep blades, or like this is a 6-liter Power Stroke turbo. So it has these internal blades. Watch. See, it has like the 2 blades instead of just the single blades. So inherently, the GTX is like a more efficient wheel, and it doesn't make as much turbo noises. So that's one thing I'm sad about on my drift cars. You can't hear the turbo like whistling or spooling up. You can hear it through the exhaust though. But yeah. So yeah, exhaust is all done, other than we are going to recirculate the wastegate into it, but didn't have time to do that today. Didn't have the right stuff to actually cut the pipe and make it work. But yeah, let me bolt on this downpipe real quick so you guys can see what that looks like. Okay, so that is gonna be it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys do want to get entered for a chance to win, be sure to head over to motionauto.tv.com. Every $5 spent on merchandise like this, key tags, other random things, is it is an automatic entry. But again, appreciate you guys watching. We should have this thing hopefully running within the next week and a half. And September 29th is the deadline. Oh, I don't think I told you. We put the kouki tails in it right before we went to the drift event. The LED kouki tails, so the exact ones that were on my drift car. I definitely think that kind of spiced it up and gives it more of that like kind of aggressive, flashy street car feel versus the other ones. But yeah, stoked to have the exhaust made. And oh no, I was gonna show you something. Check this out. Downpipe. Looks pretty good. We got the wideband right there. Stock O2 sensor right there. That's the exact spot that I have mine on there too. And it seems to work pretty well. So. motionauto.tv.com.
But let me see you work this beautiful mind. If it's right, the stars align.